This is Nicole Whitlock with the Ecomsellersacademy. I am so glad that you are here. Tonight, we're going to talk about productivity. I know, such an exciting topic. Not really, not really. Most people are not excited to talk about productivity. So if you have a pen and paper handy, we're going to talk through a couple of different things related to productivity. I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet because I love Excel. And we'll take a look at building something on the fly. I'll tell you a couple of the strategies that I like to use, and we'll go from there. So welcome to the training. All of the training sessions that we're doing right now are intended to be around anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes long, so they're not very long. But our extended training that we will be doing with the Ecomsellersacademy is much longer. They're going to be hour-long sessions. So these are just brief sessions. If you've been selling and doing e-commerce for a while, then some of this may be a refresher. If you haven't been doing it for a while, it might be helpful. And you might get a couple little tips, strategies, and tricks that are useful to you. All right, so let's talk about our schedules. Schedules are such a big deal. The reason that they are a big deal is because a schedule is going to help you be able to experience the profits that you want to experience. When you look at those that are making a lot of money in e-commerce, they've been selling for a while, they have larger numbers, they're able to get to that place because they invest time in the right things. They invest some time in, of course, learning, but they don't spend all their time learning. They don't spend all their time watching. What's the popular thing right now? Game of Thrones. So they spend all their time watching TV. They don't spend all their time, on social media, whatever it happens to be. They literally invest the majority of their time in their business in one way or another. And the majority of those activities that they're engaging in are going to be income producing activities, things that are going to generate cash or generate sales for them. So an example of an income producing activity, I'm just going to type a couple of them. We'll work with a couple of different spreadsheets. Let me make this bigger. Make it just a little bit bigger. So a few income producing activities are going to be like listing items. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, whether you're on Shopify, Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Bonanza, you're doing mobile apps, you're doing thrifting. The biggest way or the fastest way to make money is that your item is listed and somebody can find it. Somebody can find it. Now there's other things that will help them to be able to find it. You can do paid traffic. You can get really good at your SEO for your listings. You can get really good at titling. You can have amazing pictures. All of those things matter. But the item has to be listed in order for it to be purchased. If it's not listed, nobody can buy it. So one of your income producing activities is definitely listing items. You got to make sure you're listing. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. And you have to have some level of time investment in listing. You should be listing items if you're trying to scale your business, or you're trying to get consistent income, or you're getting sales on a regular basis. You should be listing items every single day, if not every other day. And again, depends on how you source, what you're sourcing, but you should be listing regularly. You shouldn't be listing for like 2 or 3 days and then waiting 2 weeks and then listing 2 or 3 days and then waiting 2 or 3 weeks. That's not how you get consistent, steady income. The way e-commerce works is that you're always replenishing your inventory. And the only way that your inventory leaves or is purchased is that it's listed. So very important that you figure out how to make time to create listings. Sometimes listings can be a nightmare. Depends on if you're using different tools, if you're going to do bulk listing or not. But listing is a big part of making money, consistent money in e-commerce. Okay. And then there's a couple of other things. So shipping, depending on if you're shipping like your inventory into Amazon for FBA, if you're shipping, I apologize, if you're shipping your items to Amazon for FBA, if you're shipping your items to the customer, shipping is actually an income producing activity that allows you to keep your money. So what you want to do is make sure that you are shipping your items on a regular basis, whether you're shipping in regular Amazon shipments. So maybe you have a goal to ship your FBA shipments into Amazon. So if you have a goal to get consistent sales, and I'm going to use an example of a person that I admire. Her and her husband work together. They're a team, and they send in shipments on their own. They do retail arbitrage, a significant amount of retail arbitrage, and they ship in anywhere from, on a regular basis, anywhere from like 11 to 20 or more boxes a week. And as you get closer to Q4, they're shipping in more. So it's all about the number of items that they're shipping in. Their goals are somewhere between 400 items to 600 items a week that they're shipping in. So if you have 400 to 600 items a week, then you have a chance, depending on what you acquired, you have the chance to get more sales. So a shipping activity, sending it into Amazon so people can actually buy it. So it's got to be listed, and you got to ship it in. Or shipping it to the customer, so then that way you don't have to return the money that the customer gave you. So those two activities are definitely income producing activities. There's some additional income producing activities, but we're going to just talk about those two. When you're looking at your schedule, you have to make sure that you have time for those things. So if you're working a full-time job, and I'm going to give you a couple examples. So let's say you're working a full-time job. For some people, depending on what form of e-commerce they're engaging in, if they're doing FBA, or and maybe their method is retail arbitrage, or maybe they're doing wholesaling. If you're doing wholesaling, maybe you're doing research for your wholesale items and you're purchasing them from your supplier, or maybe you've made an arrangement to get them drop shipped, whatever it happens to be. You may decide in your business that I'm going to spend a couple of hours every single day, or maybe a significant amount of time a couple times a week on doing research on products. Once you do that research on the products, and again, you're looking for things that maybe have low competition, a low rank, low competition. So when I'm talking about low rank, maybe it's a replenishable, something that somebody is buying all the time. Like an example, saturated, but like toilet paper and paper towels. People buy that all the time. If you're a couponer and you're getting toilet paper and paper towels for like pennies on the dollar, then maybe it's worth it. Those are big items to send in the FBA. So those are a bad example, but maybe there's something else that you're doing replenishables on. So, I have wet ones on my desk. So this time I have wet ones on my desk. So this might be a good example. You may be creating a bundle, or maybe you've got a boatload of these, because in the summertime, for those who don't know, families with kids buy these a lot. They buy them because they're traveling for the holiday, they're traveling for the summer, they're going on summer vacation. So maybe you have a small replenishable that people are buying, and maybe you've got like some kind of sweet travel bundle that's maybe for families. So that particular item, you're going to do the research on finding the item, and maybe you'll connect with the manufacturer or a distributor and get it in bulk. Or maybe you're doing some retail arbitrage and you've got some coupons and you're going out and buying it, putting the bundles together. But those types of activities, that's all research. So you're going to allot so many hours in a week to do some level of research, product research, okay? Put that on your list of things that you need to do. But the key is that when you are doing product research, that you are not spending all of your time on that product research, unless you're getting some, like you're in a niche and you're looking for a specific type of product. You're serving a specific type of audience. And so you have to go to a specific supplier or wholesaler or manufacturer, or maybe there's specific stores. You're waiting for specific deals. But you're going to have some research activity that you're going to have to engage in. That should be on your list every single week. Like every day, if you're a full-time e-commerce seller, but every single week you should be engaging in product research. And if you've gotten your system down, where you've been doing this for a while, you know what you're looking for, that's fine. But just engage in some product research. You don't want to spend all your time on product research, but you need to focus on what it is that you decide you want to do in your business. If you're just doing retail arbitrage, quick tip, go into the stores and figure out which days of the week that you're going to do your retail arbitrage scanning. You can do some online research before you leave, but go into the stores, scan the end caps. Scan all the stuff that they're going to have in the seasonal section or maybe the holiday section, things that are coming up. And as soon as they put it out, so right now, summer stuff is out for sure. I mean, it's been out actually for a while. Summer stuff actually goes out at Walmart around spring break. So that's normally about mid-March, just if you're paying attention. And so if if Walmart's putting it out in mid-March, you need to be acquiring some of that summer stuff, again, doing research, and then sending that into Amazon or listing it. And go for the small stuff. That way you don't have to pay as much for cubic feet at the Amazon warehouse. But in any case, look for items that are on the end caps or in seasonal. So there's going to be more and more summer stuff coming out because kids are getting out of school right now. There's graduation stuff right now. Mother's Day is right around the corner. You're a little close on those. You could list those as merchant fulfilled and still make some money. There's still the opportunity. You want to look for those things that have low competition and low sales rank if you're going to do Amazon. You can also list things if you're really good at bundles. You can create some amazing bundles and sell them on other platforms, Etsy, eBay, Bonanza, mobile apps, Facebook Marketplace, all of those different places. So you have that opportunity. In addition to doing some quick research on the end caps and also in the seasonal section, you can also do, if you're doing retail arbitrage, you can do some, you can watch what's happening inside the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree normally puts stuff out. When they put stuff out, it's an indication of what's next. So I can tell you right now, the next big thing that the Dollar Tree is going to put out, they will put out back to school at the beginning of June. Towards the end of May, beginning of June. They will start putting back to school out. Then after they put back to school out, they'll start to put calendars out in July and August. So again, that's the time of year you want to acquire those things. So if you're paying attention and you're doing retail arbitrage, your product research can be very, very quick, but you need to put it on your calendar. So maybe you're going to the store, your product research, maybe you're going to the store Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hypothetically, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're doing it right after work. So if you work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, maybe you're going to the store and you're scanning from 9 to 8, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? And maybe you're spending Saturday, you're spending all of your time doing listings and shipping so that you have your life back. That's a way that you can be consistent in your business and keep a steady income flow. The things that are going to move the fastest are, of course, those things that are low rank or those things that are going to be in high demand very, very, very soon. So just because the sales rank is not amazing yet doesn't mean it won't be amazing soon. So maybe you're shipping on Saturday and maybe you're engaging in shipping activities from 10 until 4. So if you're doing it on a part-time basis, you've just invested 6 hours on Saturday, you're investing 6 hours Monday through Friday. That's a total of 12 hours in your business. And you'll have some regular income coming in on a regular basis. If you are not doing retail arbitrage and maybe you're working a full-time job, maybe you're doing drop shipping, maybe you're doing Shopify or some other store, then what you could do is some people, they will do research before they go to work. So maybe your research is in the morning. If you normally get up at 7, maybe you decide every single day, I'm going to get up at 6 and I'm going to do a little bit of product research Monday through Friday. So that you can place orders for inventory, or you can find a source for your inventory that you can drop ship from. Maybe you're not placing the order, you're waiting to make sure that that wholesale supplier has the inventory, will allow you to be able to use them as a drop ship provider, especially if you're selling on eBay right now, because again, you need to be drop shipping from a wholesaler. Otherwise, eBay is going to suppress some of your listings. That was in yesterday's eBay seller update. And then when you get sales, so you're going to have to ship the item. That means you have to go out there to your dropship supplier after hours. So maybe you're getting home from work and every single day from 6 until 7, maybe you're shipping those items to your customer Monday through Friday. Again, another way to do the business, but you're engaging in those activities that are going to help generate regular occurring income for you. And that's if you have a full-time job. If you're wanting to put in more time, you want to get more sales on Amazon or more sales on whatever platform you happen to be selling on, then you're going to have to invest a little bit more time in your business. So we have people that are actually doing e-commerce part-time. So this is an example of full-time job, and there's many different ways you can do this. I could go on and on the number of combinations. We have on our team, we have a person who scans and they do research Fridays from the time they get off work, roughly about 6 until Friday, 6 p.m. until roughly about 8 or 9 p.m. So I'll just put 9 p.m. Then they continue on Saturday all day. So they may get up at 9 a.m. and they may go all the way up until 8 p.m. And then Sunday, they ship their items into Amazon. We call it bagging and tagging. And they spend all day Sunday doing that, maybe watching games or watching TV or after church. So they may be doing all their shipments until 7 o'clock on Saturday. Again, another Sunday. That's another way to do the business. So there's so many different ways to do it if you have a full-time job. I want you to know that it is possible to make full-time income in e-commerce working a full-time job. It is entirely possible. We have people that we're connected to that we know make anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 to $8,000 every 2 weeks from Amazon. Seriously. But you just have to be consistent and you have to be organized. So your key is to look at your window, look at your schedule, look at your window of opportunity. When can you commit to regularly engaging in e-commerce related activities that are going to generate you cash, that are going to generate you sales potential, that are going to allow you the opportunity to run your business. There's other activities you have to do. You're going to have to deal with returns. You're going to have to deal with customer feedback depending on what you're selling, and you're going to have to deal with a couple of different things. The majority of your activity is really going to be around listing and shipping. It really is going to be listing and shipping. And sorry, they do the listing and shipping on Saturday. They list and then they ship into Amazon on Saturday. If you're doing retail arbitrage, you should be clicking list on your phone when you scan something, when you're out. If you're putting it in your basket, you need to click list on your phone right then. That way it automatically goes into your Amazon inventory. If you're not doing Amazon, maybe you're selling it on eBay or you're selling on another platform, just remember that you also have the eBay app that you can use. You need to make sure you got good pictures, and again, you can use some of the pictures that are already on eBay, or figure out your whole, whatever you're going to be doing to take pictures of the items that you're acquiring if you're doing eBay to ship those items. And this also works if you're doing thrifting as well. So if you're doing this, let's say you want part-time, you're doing e-commerce part-time. So this is your part-time gig, and we have team members that are doing that as well. So we have people who do online arbitrage. They're not going out and doing retail arbitrage. So they're doing their online arbitrage. And every single day, they're engaged in online arbitrage activities for about 2 to 3 hours a day. Online arbitrage. And then after that, so you need to figure that out if you're doing this part-time. And then from there, they're engaged in listing activities for another 2 hours, more than likely, once they find the items. So they're doing product research. They're trying to find the items at the best possible price. They're doing stacking. They're finding deals, so that way they can acquire that item at the best possible price. And then they're engaging in shipping activities if they're shipping it to their customers. They're literally doing this business for about 4 to 6 hours every single day. And it is possible to make full-time income working this business part-time every single day. It is entirely possible. The biggest thing you need to do is look at your model. What's your model going to be for e-commerce? How are you going to run your e-commerce business? Are you doing retail arbitrage? Or are you doing online arbitrage? Are you reaching out to wholesalers? Do you have a good list of wholesalers that you're using? Are you thrifting? And maybe a lot of people do thrifting and garage sales on the weekends and not necessarily on the weekdays. Although we have people that on the weekdays, they go to estate sales, depending on how big your city is. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so we have a lot of places that you can go for estate sales. In addition to that, they are engaging in a listing activity. More than likely, it's every single day. And when you're doing that and you're focused on those things that are either going to be that is replenishables, things that people buy all the time. That's one. That's going to get you some sales and some sales traction. Two, things that are about to come into season. So we know that back to school, even if I acquire back to school now, there's going to be a boatload of purchases made at the end of July, the beginning of August, and all through the month of August to the beginning of September for back to school. They will be buying them online. People don't want to go into the stores and deal with long lines and fight with people for stuff. So they just go online. Whether they're buying it on Amazon or any other platform, you decide on your platform. So you're deciding on your platform. That's another thing that you're doing. Figure out your method, what you're going to do, what your approach is going to be. Figure out your platform. And then after you figure out those two things, then you need to be able to schedule based on your true availability. I'm not talking about the time you need every single day to watch Days of Our Lives and play Candy Crush. I'm talking about where are you currently potentially wasting time. You're wasting time on Facebook, you're wasting time on Twitter, you're wasting time watching YouTube videos, you're wasting time. And you could be engaging in income producing activities to make real money in e-commerce. That's where you need to plug that in. And I would encourage you, you can set what's called mini goals, and you can Google that, mini goals. And mini goals are just little bitty goals. Because if you have already built the habit of like just goofing off, not really being serious about your business, then you have to build the habit of consistency. So you can gradually build the habit of consistency by setting little bitty goals for yourself. So maybe 2 hours feels too daunting for you. Maybe 3 hours feels too daunting for you, or 4 hours. So maybe you start off with every single day, I'm going to commit to do 15 minutes of product research online. Just a mini little goal, just a little bitty goal. 15 minutes every single day. And 15 minutes every single day, I'm going to engage in a listing activity. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to get rich, because you're not going to get rich doing that, but you're gradually building the habit and trying to get rid of the bad habits, replace it with good income producing habits. So then you gradually increase that from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and you gradually increase your listing time from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And then over time, you will get better at finding products, because consistency helps you to find products faster. Consistency helps you to source quicker and to find better sources. Maybe you've been going to the same ones over and over again, and you stumble across another one. Maybe you haven't taken advantage of mobile apps or other forms of stacking to get discounts, eBay, cashback, whatever you're using if you're doing online arbitrage. Or maybe you have not taken the opportunity to go get your reseller's license and reach out to a wholesaler. So this is your opportunity to do those things so that you can get better at your business. And I will tell you one little tip. You need to have serious consistency from the month of August all the way up until December. And the reason is because the amount of money you can make during Q4 is ridiculous if you're consistent. But if you're not consistent, you're not going to make that money. So you can work now. This is May. So spend all of May and spend all of June and spend all of July building the habit of consistency, fine-tuning your schedule, getting better at doing product research, getting better at being consistent about listing, getting better about sending your shipments into Amazon. Maybe your goal right now is to send 100 items a week into Amazon. Then you want to get up to 150. Then you want to get up to 200 every single week till you get to the point where, hey, my income is way better than it was before. Build those habits now. Spend the next 3 months building those habits, because Q4, you will thank me for that piece of advice. You really will. You'll have an amazing Q4. So I hope this little tidbit of information about building a schedule, being consistent, finding ways to work it into your life. And the last thing I'll say, I forgot to say this, is the one thing that I do in my own personal business is when I build a real work schedule, I don't allow anything to bleed into the time that I've designated for running my business. That's around doing a little bit of product research, listing activities, and shipping activities. I don't let anything bleed into that. If I have doctor's appointments, I schedule them around that business. If I need those hours. If I have to go get my car replaced, I schedule it around those hours. If I have to go run an errand, I don't stop in the middle of that time that I have designated. I use that time as though I'm clocking in as an employee, because some people have to do that in their mind. So I'm using that time. This is my designated time to run my business. I don't let anything else bleed into that time. And so that is something you want to work towards. You need to commit to it. And if something happens, you know, if there's an emergency with my kids, then I stop what I'm doing and I go and take care of that if it's a true emergency. If it's just that they're not getting along, that's their problem. They'll work it out. I can't solve all their problems while they're little. They got to figure it out. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you all will come back tomorrow. Kedrick is teaching thrifting tomorrow. And so I think he's going to have some great information to share. Look at your business model, figure out how you're going to run your business, whether you're going to be doing drop shipping, whether you're going to reach out to wholesale suppliers, you're going to do online arbitrage, retail arbitrage. Then once you figure that out, figure out which platforms you want to sell on, and then build a real work schedule around that. You may also decide you want to do a certain method. Maybe you're going to do print on demand. Maybe you're going to do bundles. Maybe you're going to reach in, or you're going to work on a specific niche. So figure that out first. Then gradually build a schedule around it. And then make sure that you schedule everything else around your life around that designated time. And that you can be consistent about it. Set some mini goals so you can build that consistency so it becomes a habit. Once it becomes a habit, then you're well on your way to making some serious money in e-commerce. All right. I will talk with you all later. I hope that was a blessing. And the Ecomsellersacademy, the registration for it is going to be coming up. We hope that you'll sign up. Again, all of the training sessions that we've been doing are all short ones. And so the long extended training programs that we'll be offering in the Academy are going to be an hour long every single week. And we hope that you will join us. All right. Good night.